right. Hey, how you doing out there today?
Good. How's it going?
Welcome to the Comic Blender. This is issue 40, I believe. Yep. As you can tell, we got somebody else with us today. We got Steve. He was the awards show, if you remember back then. He was the presenter. Yes. Went out there and handed out some winning envelopes to Dave and Matt. They couldn't make it today, so it's just going to be you and me.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is as you know, we're going to go ahead and tell you the top picks of the week. There was a lot of good stuff this week. We had a lot of initiative and finally some World War Hulk action coming out. But before we even do that, I just want to remind the folks, if you want to write us a letter, just write to us at comicblender@bobscomics.com, which should be right here on the screen.
We definitely need your feedback, guys. Send us some letters.
Right. Yes, if we read your letter online. As a matter of fact, we did get a question this week. I'm going to have to pull that out so we can read it out. If you send in your letter and it's a question and we read it online, you get a free 12-issue subscription.
Anything you want.
Piece of cake, huh? And if you send us in a Geek of the Week picture, we'll go ahead and also send you a free 12-issue sub. So just send those letters and emails to comicblender@bobscomics.com. So you know what? Why don't I go ahead and start this off? You know, I like to talk.
Yeah.
You know, my first pick, I'm going to have to go with what I think Dave picked this last week, and that's Submariner #1. It's a part of the initiative. It's only going to be a 6-issue run. We have the writer is Chernis, and the artist was Johnson. Now, you know what? I've never really been a big Submariner fan, but he's just a jerk. He's so arrogant. He's so cocky, and that's what really kind of turns me off with him. And I guess that's why I don't like Iron Man right now either. He's just so arrogant. But overall, the story was pretty kicking. I mean, here you have the Submariner, and there's a big explosion right at the beginning of the story, and it looks like it could possibly be, you know, Submariner or maybe one of his folks attacking the Earth, you know, the humans. And without really spoiling the story, it goes on to look like there's going to be some sort of confrontation between the Atlanteans and the humans on the Earth, and we'll have to see what happens there. But again, the art was really great. Overall, the story included a lot of action, a lot of colors. They had really good pencils, and we have a Michael Turner cover. So,
of course, can't go wrong with the Turner cover.
So, I mean, really, what more could you ask for out of a book?
Yeah.
So that's my first pick. Steve, what do you got?
Well, my first pick is Green Arrow #75, and of course, as you all know, it is the last issue of the series. It's mostly going to do with the proposal Green Arrow does with Black Canary, and also his problems with being mayor and his recall election, and also Deathstroke getting out of prison with Nodis, which was Green Arrow's teacher, which you found out earlier before this run, which was very good, I have to admit. I like that story a lot, but Green Arrow 75 was full of action the whole way through. It starts off with a little talking about his campaign advisor, switching sides, what it seems like, but I don't want to give too much away about it because it kind of ruins the ending. But the next panel is Deathstroke and Green Arrow just going at it, a little rematch for Deathstroke. I mean, it blew me away. It was a good way to end the story.
You know, it's a real shame because we picked that as our top comic of the year. So, and here they were ending it. I don't know if we, you know, gave it the knife in the back or something, but it's a shame that it's going now. But I have a question since you read it. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I know they're coming out with a Black Canary series. Is this going to lead right into that?
Yeah, definitely. It ends with, just like the cover shows, Green Arrow proposing the Black Canary, and then right under it continues in the Black Canary miniseries.
Well, there you go. I have to tell you, folks, if you haven't picked it up, that's probably a really good one to get. Final issues are always a good for a really collector's item, and it's a shame that they're ending it at 75. Hopefully, they'll bring back some more Green Arrow.
Yeah, I look forward to Green Arrow Year 1. Looking forward to that.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you what my next pick is. I know you probably would have liked to have it, but totally awesome. World War Hulk #1 came out this week. We're totally sold out of it. I didn't even get a copy of it, to tell you the truth. And for those folks out there that don't know, World War Hulk follows Planet Hulk, where the Illuminati, Reed Richards, Submariner, Black Bolt, Iron Man, Professor X, they all plotted and shipped Hulk off into space to get rid of him. They're like, hey, Earth is no longer safe with you here. You go live somewhere else.
Pretty much just stabbing the back to Hulk.
So Hulk, he's pissed, and he gets on this other planet, and, you know, they're torturing him, and he's a gladiator, and he finally pulls up above and saves the planet, gets married, he's living the Vida Loco, he's got a good life, and what happens? The ship that they sent him there in explodes and kills everybody, and he escapes with his warriors heading back to Earth.
More pissed than ever.
So here we have Hulk finally arriving back home, and he's looking for some vengeance. He's going to visit it upon the Earth, and he's going to visit it upon these Illuminati and make them all pay back. I can't tell you very much about the internal book of the story, but the artwork was really good, and the story was just, it's mind-blowing. I'm telling you what, this story was awesome. It's a really big kickoff for the whole World War Hulk series. I know next week we're getting World War Hulk Iron Man, Ghost Rider, Heroes for Hire, and
Incredible Hulk 107.
Incredible Hulk 107. So, and I've actually looked at some of those already, and they're just killer. They're just insane. So, folks, you got to get the World War Hulk. I mean, I can't recommend this book strong enough. I recommended Planet Hulk, and a lot of people didn't get on it, and this is light years above Planet Hulk.
Yeah, definitely. I read that, and I was, wow, really good story. Can't wait for it to keep going. Take out the rest of the Illuminati, hopefully.
Well, let me tell you, the writer was Pack, and the artist was Romita Jr. on this one. Romita Jr.'s art really looked good this time. I'm not a big Romita fan, but I really, really enjoyed it in this. He knew what he was doing. Gave it a lot of color.
Yep.
So what else you got?
Well, I'm going to keep it green this week. I'm going with Green Lantern Corps number 13.
Yeah, I like that. Keep it green. Sounds
Yep.
good.
Well, the story picks off where Guy Gardner's being framed for murder of 2 Green Lantern Corps members who were found in a kind of like a safe house for Green Lanterns, and he flies to Planet Mogo to try to figure out what's going on, but underlining Mogo is he's having a problem as well, and he's kind of like the therapist for all the Green Lanterns, which is kind of ironic that he's having a problem, but everyone gets there, and then 2 Green Lanterns, Bat, and I forget the other guy's name, but they're partners, and they try to go and arrest Guy Gardner, and he's trying to explain himself that he didn't do it, and he tells them that there's something wrong with Mogo, but they don't believe him, and they just try to figure out what's going on with him, and you find out it's kind of a Sinestro Corps tie-in. It's an attack on the Green Lanterns from the Sinestro Corps. Don't want to reveal what happens, but definitely a good read, and it was really good, and I definitely recommend it. It was really great.
Is this the final issue of this also?
Definitely not. I've heard some rumors about it being ended, but looked on DC, no sign of it ending.
That's good. That's good. I have to tell you, I think the covers have really been stepping up the past few issues. There's a lot of action. It's just really cool. You didn't want you to pick up the story to check it out. I'm not a big Green Lantern fan, but again, I've been looking at the covers and thinking I might just have to try that out.
I definitely got to give Green Lantern a try.
Cool, cool. Well, you know, it's time for the cover of the week. So what do you say we go check it out? Cover.
Yeah,
Justice.
sweet cover.
Here we have.
Alex Ross.
That's the final, right? That's all it.
End of Justice.
Villains, heroes, all together. Oh, that's good. It was a good run. You know, as I mentioned in a previous episode, I haven't been reading the Justice, but I've been picking up the trades. So once I have all the trades, I'll go ahead and finish it up. But it looks like it should be pretty good.
Always is.
So next week we got a lot of good titles coming in. I got the Marvel pack.